guys, it's Jessica from ThriftBooks, and today I'm here with a book haul for you. I just tried taking my thumbnail and that was very hard. I made too big of a stack to do in that thumbnail. But I have quite a bit of books to show you. It's that time where my pile gets too big. I've had books sent to me from authors, from publishers. I have some from eBay and some I bought. So I will go ahead and get to everything I bought recently. The first two are very exciting and they were sent as a surprise from the author, and that is Inked in Lies and After the Fall by Gianna Darling. They are both signed and that is really exciting if you can see that. And Gianna is one of my favorite authors. I love the series so much, though I am behind on it. I haven't read these two yet, so I cannot wait. This book 5? Book 5? I was gonna say book 2. Book 5 is quite a bit of a chunker, so I'm very excited. I think I'm gonna do soon a dark romance reading vlog where I read this book plus a Tilly Cole and then another one, so hopefully that happens. It's gonna be motorcycle themed, so look out for that. But I'm very excited about these. They are motorcycle romances, MC, and they're the best books 4 and 5 in the series. I'm excited. Then I think this next one was in an Illumicrate box, and that is The Space Between Worlds by Micaiah Johnson. It's very, very pretty, and I don't know a lot about it. I think like you can go to alternate realities, but you can only go to ones where you're already dead in them, and our main character is dead in all of them out of 380, but 8 of them, so I don't know why or what that's gonna be about, but sounds good. A little bit of sci-fi for me, so I can't wait. I'm just obsessed with like the hot pink purple pages. It's pretty. Then on my wild romances recommendation video, I had a lot of recs from you guys, and I ended up getting Even the Darkest Stars by Heather Fawcett. This came from ThriftBooks and it came as a library copy, which is kind of annoying, but I'll just read this copy and put it in my classroom because it's better when they have library copies because it's harder to like beat up. But I believe there's a lot of climbing in here, and I had talked about really enjoying climbing romances and wanting that, so that's all I know about this, and that's why I bought it. The next bunch are from the publisher. So I got Everlost by Neil Shusterman. I think our two main characters die in a car accident, but then they're kind of stuck in like that in-between world between life and death, and it's called Everlost, and that's where the story takes place. So it sounds very intriguing. I think this is the paperback that came out. I think it was already published as a hardback, and it looks like it's a trilogy, so I'm excited to try this out. Then I was sent Simmer Down by Sarah Smith. I really did not enjoy Sarah Smith's first book, but I'm excited for this one. Our main character works at a food truck, and there's a rival food truck that shows up, and it's enemies to lovers, and they have to like compete, and I think they start a competition where whoever sells the most gets to like stay there, I think. I like foodie romances, so this one sounds fun. The publisher ended up sending me a copy of 5 Feet Apart, and then the author duo's new book, which is All This Time. It's by Mickey Daughtry and Rachel Lippincott, and I'm very excited. I really enjoyed 5 Feet Apart. I read the book. It was really good. I didn't see the movie of this though. And then this one, our main character's girlfriend dies in a car accident, and then he meets someone else, and that's all I know about the plot of this one. I think it's gonna be very emotional, just like this one was, but I'm excited to try it out, and I love the covers so much. The next 6, I decided to treat myself on Amazon. I know we shouldn't be buying from Amazon, but they had a really good deal, and they were all books that I've been dying to read. They were buy 2 get 1 free, and so I ended up buying these, and so I'll just go through them real quick. I also had some cash back on my credit card, so I used that on this order as well, so it wasn't too expensive. I got The Obelisk Gate by N.K. Jemisin. This is book 2 in the trilogy, the 5th season trilogy, yeah. I own book 1 and I'm really excited to get to it, and I already saw this was on sale, so I decided to pick it up. Then I got Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson. I reserved this at my library on audio, and it's like a 12-week wait. I decided to grab the hardback. It's very gorgeous. I'm excited. I heard Tiffany D. Jackson's an amazing author. This, I believe, is like reminiscent of the R. Kelly scandal that went on, so I'm very intrigued to read this. Then I got Fable by Adrienne Young. This one I picked up because Marcy recommended it at a live show I did with Allie from Mrs. Dunn Reads. I will link both of them down below. Marcy said this was her favorite book she'd read of the year so far, and I read the synopsis, and there's pirates. And then I was talking to Carrie from Booked for Romance, and she said this was amazing and reminded her of Pirates of the Caribbean, so I was sold, and so I have this. I really want to read it soon. I am just dying to read it. The cover's stunning, and pirates. You guys know I love historical romance pirate books, so I'm gonna love this. I have a feeling, so I want to read this soon. The other book I ordered because, well, I placed the order because of this book. It's Blood and Honey by Shelby Maherin. I think that's how you say her last name. This is the sequel to Serpent and Dove, which I really enjoyed. I'm dying to read book 2. Everybody's already gotten it and been reading it. It's been in my cart for a while, and I saw that it was part of the sale, so I picked it up. It's got witches. The first book, a witch has to marry a witch hunter, and he doesn't know she's a witch. She's been hiding it, so I'm excited. Then I had to get a paperback of Spoiler Alert by Olivia Dade. The publisher was supposed to send me a copy and then never did. I was supposed to get like 3 different books from them and it just never came. I don't know why, but I am dying to read this book, so I went ahead and bought the paperback. I do have an e-arc of it, but I really do love reading books in paperback, which is also why I bought In a Holidays as well. I also want to support the authors, so that's why I bought their books. I already did have these both as e-arcs, but I wanted the final copies because I will get to them a lot quicker as a physical copy because I don't read as many ebooks as I do paperbacks in a month. And so this one is plus size representation, there is cosplay, she ends up dating an actor, and it sounds amazing. This one is kind of like Groundhog's Day during Christmas time. She relives the same day over and over again. On her way to like the cabin she goes with her parents for Christmas, and I think it's the last time they're doing it. I know there's a romance. I've heard better things about this in their previous books, so I'm excited to read both of these. Then I was sent a finished copy of Shine by Jessica Jung. This one is about a K-pop star, and I know Jessica Jung is a K-pop star or was a K-pop star, so this should be very interesting. I'm excited to read it. I was also really surprised in that package was Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds as a graphic novel, and I'm so excited to put this in my classroom because a lot of my kids do enjoy graphic novels, and I have a copy of Long Way Down in my classroom. I haven't read it yet. I'm pretty sure that's in verse, and I think like he goes in an elevator with the guy who murdered his brother and he has to decide if he wants to kill him or not. This looks so good. I think there's something underneath the Dutch jacket. Yeah, it's like normal underneath too. That is so cool. I'm very excited. I'll probably read it first and then stick it in my classroom for my kids to read. I have New Kid by, I forget his name, but one of my kids is reading that graphic novel and they're really enjoying it. I read that as well and it was so good, so I'm excited to have more in my classroom. The next book I got was Daughters of Jubilation by Carolee Corthran. This one sounds very interesting. So it talks about, it's in the Jim Crow South. She has this growing magic ability in her, and it's a gift passed down from generations of black women since the time of slavery. And as her magic continues to unlock, something dark comes loose and threatens to resurface. I said loose very weirdly. Something dark comes loose. That sounds really good. I'm excited. I saw someone recently post about this on Instagram, so I'm very excited to read this one as well. Next, I wasn't even aware that these were being published, but the publisher also sent me Tithe by Holly Black. This is, I believe, one of the stories in her 3-book fairy tales bind up is the word I'm looking for. Wow. So it's like super thick. I have it up there. It's the Modern Fairy Tales, and this one's one of the stories in it, and it's in hardback, and I didn't know that. I think they might be releasing all 3 of the stories individually, and this I think are just fairy tales. So I'm excited to read this. Next, I got 2 books from Hello Lovely's box. I did a whole unboxing for that in one of my reading vlogs, and that is Road to Fire by Maria Lewis and also The Sinful King by Claire Contreras. I believe both of these have to do with royalty as well, and they're romances. I, of course, had to go out and buy myself Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. This one is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. It has the gorgeous embossing on the cover. I'm obsessed. I love this book. I read it as an e-arc, gave it 5 out of 5 stars, wanted to show my support for the author, and have this on my shelves. It's so good. It's about a trans witch. In this magic system, it is very gender-based, so they have brujos and brujas, and our main character knows he's a brujo, but they go through this certain kind of ceremony at a certain age to get their powers, and his parents have been putting it off, and so one day he summons, accidentally, someone's ghost who is a boy from school, and they didn't know that boy was dead, and they have to figure out what had happened to the boy. It's so good. There ends up being a romance between them. I loved it. I'm excited to have a final copy of this. I was not aware, I was like, this author sounds familiar. I got Nightshine by Tessa Gratton. This cover looks very much like 2000s fantasy. I don't know how much I'm enjoying that, but Tessa Gratton wrote Strange Grace, and I know everyone loved that. I have not seen anybody talk about this book though, so I don't know if this is new, if it's a re-release. It says it came out in 2020, so I have not seen a single person talking about this. But I think our main character's friend is kidnapped. Oh, her friend's a prince, so she's an orphan and she's called nothing. The prince is kidnapped and her and the prince's bodyguard suspect he may have been taken by the sorceress, and I think they go and try to find him. So that sounds good. Then I was sent a finished copy of Kingdom of Sea and Stone, which is the sequel to Crown of Coral and Pearl, which I read and really enjoyed. There is a society of people who like live on water, and every generation the prince chooses one of them to marry, and our main character is scarred on her face, so everyone thought it was gonna be her twin sister that's chosen, but she ends up going in her sister's place for a specific reason. Things happen. This is book 2, so I'm excited to figure out what happens next in this book. Then I was finally sent my giveaway win that I had talked about never receiving. I think I won this in April, and it came within the last 2 weeks. It is October. So I finally got my copy of Queen Move from Kennedy Bryan. I honestly thought I was never going to receive this. I won it on Facebook. I filled out the form. I just was honestly thinking I was never going to get this. It is signed by her. I loved this. I'm so excited to have a finished copy. Thank you to Kennedy for sending it to me through that giveaway. It's good. It's amazing. I'm excited to have it. I love this book. The next one is a Christmas romance, and it is, okay, the cover's not on here, All About Us. It's this cover, it's an arc, by Tom Ellen, and this one is a romance, kind of. Our main character buys a mysterious watch and finds out the next day that it's actually December 5th, 2005. He's thrown back in time of the day that he first kissed his now wife and left another woman behind. So I think this is gonna kind of be like Taylor Jenkins Reid book, that one, I don't remember what it's called, but like where you think about your choices in life, and it sounds good. It takes place during Christmas time. I'm excited to read this. Then I got The One by John Mars. I'm very excited for this. This is where it's a society. It's kind of a thriller where you are able to know who the one is for you, and you can choose to know or not. And I think one of the point of views is a serial killer, so this sounds really good. I'm excited to read it. I also got A Touch of Stone and Snow by Milla Vane. This is book 2 in the Gathering of Dragons series. Really enjoyed book 1. I really can't summarize the plot at all because it's a lot, but it's a fantasy romance series. All the rest are books that I got from Half Price Books, or eBay. The first one's Bitten by Kelly Armstrong. This is a really popular vampire romance, I think. Oh, she's a werewolf. Why is it? Okay, maybe they get bitten by werewolves, but I got this because the Paranormal Romance Readathon's coming up and I want to read all the paranormals, so that's why that's there. Then I got A Sword Upon the Rose by Brenda Joyce. I did get a Brenda Joyce lot, so I have a bunch in here. Mostly because of her paranormals, but this is a historical, so I'm excited to have this. I also got Dark Fires by Brenda Joyce, which has this really pretty setback. I got a duplicate copy of Promise of the Rose. I already have this, but it came in the lot, so I will be giving this away at some point. Then I got The Chase by Brenda Joyce. Then I got a bunch of the books in her Masters of Seduction series, Masters of Time series, sorry. Book 1 is Dark Seduction, and then I got Dark Rival, and Dark Embrace, and Dark Lover, and Dark Victory. So hopefully I like the series, because I just bought 5 of them in the series. I also got Raziel by Christina Douglas. I just want angel romances. This had an angel on the cover, so I bought it. I got A Love for All Seasons by Denise Domning, and this setback, I could not resist. Look at that. Then I got Much Ado About You by Eloisa James. This one I've heard amazing things about, and I think there's plus size rep in this one as well. I got The Knight and the Raven by Linda Windsor because of that gorgeous cover. So pretty. And the last one was my Setback Saturday for last week, and that is Desire by Phoebe Kahn. Look at that. I love that. And there's a ship in the background, and that's why I bought it. Anything with ships, I'm gonna buy. And that is my recent book haul. Let me know down below what you're excited that I've gotten or what you've gotten recently. I would love to hear. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good day.